is I, the grateful recovering addict, bringing to you another segment of Hypodermically Speaking, Confessions of a Spooncooker. As you can see, I'm all suited up and ready to work today. I'm over at the train yards, you know, just keeping America running. Completed my paperwork, which I have to check against our BOLs. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. There it is. Nice. Paperwork is always a good thing. Now, you might be asking, how does someone like me in recovery have employment such as mine? I'm working on train yards, dealing with trains, public, well not public, commercial transportation and freight. Well, all good things can't happen in recovery. Early recovery, you're really supposed to take that time for yourself to get your mind, body, and spirit back together. They say get a year. I have a little over a year. My recovery story, there is a lot to my story. It is no greater or worse or comparable to anyone else's story. It's just my story. You know, I started out young, 8th grade, drinking, smoking weed, all that jazz. And then it progressed. In high school, I got introduced to prescription medication. A lot of the people I went to school with, they dabbled in that, like Percocet, Vicodin, and Xanax, and those kind of things. Later on, when I moved to Jersey, I was introduced to heroin for the first time. And you know, from then on, I was a high-functioning drug addict and alcoholic. I'm 32. Today's my birthday. I'm 32. So for more than half my life, I've been using and abusing all kinds of various mind and mood-altering substances. You know, from whatever. You know. And I didn't think I'd make it this far. You know what I mean? I went to a meeting last night, an AA meeting, and the topic of discussion, a friend of mine was actually chairing it, but the topic of discussion was in regards to fear. You know, you can either face everything and recover, or say fuck everything and run. I remember there was a time where I wasn't afraid of anything. I just wasn't. That's because I was high or I was drunk. You know, I was high. And I was going very dangerous places, questionable neighborhoods to pick up my drugs. I wasn't afraid. I was just on a mission. I had to get those drugs at any cost. I didn't care, you know. It was like a game, dodging the cops, dodging the robbers, you know, trying to get robbed by drug dealers, whatever. As long as I got my stuff, I was happy. You might say the only thing I was afraid of at that time was not having drugs because I was going to get sick. I was drunk, I wasn't afraid. I crashed in front of a police station, crawled out the window, walked into the police station and said, hey guys, you got to come out here and handle this. I wasn't afraid. I was dumb, but I wasn't afraid. I was thinking I could talk my way out of this, and I did. I got lucky. Talked my way out of a DUI. More on that later. You know, but when you're afraid, when you're scared, when you're fearful, they say that you're about to do something brave. I'm over a year clean and sober now, and I'm afraid every fucking day. I wake up, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, especially 2020 with this virus and everything else going on. You know, from whatever. But I use it as motivation, as a motivational tool to do what I gotta do, you know, because of my lifestyle choices, and I find myself in debt. I owe the tax man and the credit people large amounts of money, 60, 70 grand. That's not counting courts and other various legal entities and whatnot. So I have to make good on what I owe as to have a future for myself. I'll get to this paperwork in a minute. I have to do some seal checking. But yeah, taking the time out to make this video. It's a new year, 2021. I don't have to live that way I used to live anymore. I don't have to, I really don't think as much about my next drink or drug at all. There are times where I catch myself wanting or even trying to justify maybe I should do something that I'll be okay, can handle it. For someone like me, in my situation, there is no more handling it. I've abused that privilege. I can't afford the luxury no more of recreationally enjoying, alcohol or drugs. Because for me, it's off to the races. I'm not gonna stop until I'm in the fucking ground. That's it. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going no more fucking institutions. I'm not doing no more jail, no more fucking rehabs and none of that shit. It was good that this one time around, I got what I needed out of it. I'm continuing to get it, and I'm doing my best to spread the message and tell the truth. Paying it forward from one addict to another. I learned some great skills like play the tape through, I'm able to sit and see what I want in the future and then the steps to take it, or faced with a situation and play out the possible outcomes in my head before it even happens and see what's the best course of action to take. So I've gained a lot from this. I didn't lose anything in my active addiction. I gave it all away because the drug and alcohol at the time was more important to me. I chose that instead of everything else. So fear. There's healthy fear and there's unhealthy fear, It's like when you're faced with a life and death situation, that's, you do what you have to do to survive. The unhealthy fear is just living in constant guilt and depression and anxiety and anger. You need to find a way to get out of that because no human being needs to constantly go through that. And if you are, you have to find out what's the cause and handle it. Healthy fear is like, promotion at a job, can you handle it? Asking, a hot girl out, sports, you're, stuff like that basically. That's healthy fear, that motivates you, that puts you, moves your life forward, moves you forward in the right direction basically. That's the topic for today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you excuse me, I have to get to my paperwork. It is not something I'm afraid of, but if I don't do it, I don't want to have to explain to my boss why I didn't. So remember to continue to stay tuned and continue to stay positive.